Not just for my shoulder, my thumb, my head.
Today on the Morning Edition, a long road to recovery ahead for a man taken down by Juneau Police over the weekend. He's sharing his story from his hospital bed as an investigation into what happened continues.
Plus, engine trouble and heavy wind gusts. A preliminary report offers more clarity into what might have caused a plane to go down in Katmai National Park last month, injuring 4 people.
And later, we are continuing our back-to-school coverage this morning. We're talking how to set and achieve academic goals this school year. And it all starts on the first day as the Morning Edition starts now. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up and joining us on a Tuesday. We're getting closer to back to school.
I know. Can you believe it?
Has
the summer flown by?
It has. And I'm going to have a 4th grader. Like, what?
Oh, my goodness.
A 4th grader.
We all grow up so fast.
I know. Blink of an eye.
Hard to believe that I'm approaching 20 years since I graduated high school.
Oh, boy.
So.
Wow. I've been going there on that one.
Wow. Waking up this morning, we've got some sunshine, plenty of it across South Central as we continue to favor some of those sunnier conditions, both today as well as tomorrow. Of course, this stretch of nice, warm weather, that's been with us since Sunday, where we managed to climb into the 60s and even some 70s across South Central. We saw that yesterday, and we'll once again see that possibly today into the afternoon hours. Now, we're currently sitting at 49 degrees, winds remaining fairly light. Not expecting much in the way of breezy conditions today, but we could see some areas of the Kenai where winds could gust up to about 15 miles per hour outside of Seward, which could see winds up to about 25 to 30 miles per hour. But you can see a stretch of sunshine staying with us. Now that trough that we were talking about yesterday, that is shifting to the east as our ridge builds in across the northern Gulf of Alaska. So we are waking up this morning to areas through the Copper River Basin out towards eastern parts of Prince William Sound, waking up to some cloud coverage. But as that trough continues to shift to the east, you will see some increasing sunshine later this afternoon into the evening hours. So we're going to continue to favor today and tomorrow with some of those sunnier conditions. We'll call it mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies like we did see yesterday. Of course, most of those clouds will begin to pop up through the afternoon hours as we begin to heat up that earth and we see that rising air that leads to that cloud formation. So today and tomorrow will be a bit sunnier. And then by Thursday and Friday, those clouds move back in, and we've got some rain that will build across South Central as we welcome in the second half of this week. But today is going to be nice. Highs topping out in the 60s and the 70s, some lower 70s possible across the Anchorage Bowl, with our winds remaining fairly light. We'll see once again those temperatures warming near 70 into our Wednesday. And then you can see by Thursday on into the weekend, slightly cooler conditions arrive. I'll have more on that in that 7-day forecast coming up.
In today's top story, a tragic scene unfolding in a Campbell Park home in Anchorage as police responded to reports of a child found dead inside an apartment complex.
Officers responded to the complex on Folker Street near 46th Avenue. Police got that call around 8 a.m. on Monday. After arriving at the scene, police spent hours conducting the investigation and ultimately removed the child's body. While few details have been revealed at this point, police were able to confirm the nature of the investigation and that no arrests have been made.
APD said they currently don't suspect foul play. However, they are in the midst of interviewing family members, and that could change over the course of the investigation. Neighbors in the same apartment building told one of our reporters none of them saw or heard anything out of the ordinary Sunday night, but say in the past they often saw people entering and exiting the apartment at odd hours. As this story develops, check for updates on our website and mobile app.
We want to warn you that this next video may be hard to watch. A man sits in a hospital bed in Anchorage this morning with head injuries following an encounter with police in Juneau over the weekend.
He shared his story with our investigative team's Johnson Kuhn, who says 49-year-old Chris Williams, who police still have not identified by name, was medevaced to Anchorage after video obtained by Alaska's news source shows a JPD officer, quote, taking down the 49-year-old man. Again, this video will be disturbing for some to watch.
It's going to take a lot of rehabilitation.
Christopher Williams' family sending us this picture. He says his road to recovery will be a long one.
Not just for my shoulder, my thumb, my head.
Williams says he suffered multiple bone fractures and dislocations on top of severe swelling of the head. He explained Monday how he was waiting for doctors to drill a hole into his head to drain out excess blood from swelling. Police said what they called a takedown happened after they arrested Marissa Didrikson for throwing water onto a man while making racist comments. Police say she told her friend to, quote, take care of the man that she directed racist comments at. Police have not officially identified Williams, but Williams said details from that day are fuzzy for him. However, he remembers the feeling he got after his brother showed him the video at the hospital.
Disturbing, considering everyone I know, everyone from Clinton and Haida, everyone from Sealoss could see what happened, which was unjustified.
Last week, Tlingit and Haida tribal leaders said in a statement they were deeply concerned about the incident involving one of their tribal citizens.
One of the things that I'm curious about with the Juneau Police Department is, do they have an onboarding system? And what does their onboarding system look like?
Longtime Juneau activist Jamie Ann Hasselquist, who organized a Saturday protest, called last week's incident a bigger example of continued violence against Indigenous people.
The treatment towards our Indigenous people in this manner is nothing new. It's been going on for hundreds of years.
Johnson Kuhn, Alaska's news source.
We plan to ask Juneau Police about those concerns. JPD's independent investigation is currently in place, and they anticipate it will take 30 days to complete.
No names will be released while the investigation is ongoing, and charges have not yet been filed pending the investigation's conclusion. A newly released NTSB report offers some insight into what may have caused a float plane to go down in Katmai National Park last month, injuring 4 people.
The plane went down near Brooks Camp during a bear viewing trip. Investigators say the pilot was attempting to land on Naknek Lake near Brooks Camp when the plane hit trees and crashed. According to the preliminary report, the pilot and 2 passengers were seriously injured, while another passenger had only minor injuries. The pilot told investigators he couldn't remember the exact moment of the crash, but recalled turning downwind to go over the trees and land closer to the beach.
A witness reported hearing the engine rev to full power, then go silent just before the plane crashed into the trees. Wind gusts up to 30 knots were reported in the area at the time. The NTSB says a full wreckage examination is still pending. The full report is live right now on our website. A boy mauled by a dog at a Wasilla playground last week is still mentally distressed over the attack, according to his family, who's now asking the community's help in finding the dog's owner.
He doesn't want to be outside. He's constantly scared of if there's dogs in cars or dogs outside. He's just not wanting to play like a normal kid.
I just appreciate everybody's help, and to anybody out there who's helping us look for this individual, thank you very much.
Julian Hauk was attacked last week at a Meadow Lakes Elementary. His dad says the dog nearly tore off his ear, requiring 8 stitches to repair it. When Julian's dad tried to confront the owner, the family says the dog's owner sped away in a Chevy Cruze with a dented rear door and 5-spoke rims. Matsu Animal Control confirms they are following leads, and the video appears to show a red and blue license plate.
Mayor Suzanne LaFrance says a new camping ordinance that went into effect almost 2 weeks ago is already paying off. The ordinance bans camping in certain public spaces, but police have not so far issued any citations.
So far, the feedback I've received is that people comply and move on when they understand that it's not an area where anyone should ever camp.
The ordinance makes it a crime to camp in places like public parks, sidewalks, and near schools. The goal is to prevent large encampments from taking hold. Police say their first step has been education, handing out flyers and explaining the rules. Police Chief Sean Case says a public dashboard is in the works to track how many people are moved, arrested, or connected to services under the new law.
Later today, we begin a 3-part series where our investigative team takes a closer look at how Alaska has been impacted by calls to increase immigration deportations across the country. Tonight at 6, we meet for the first time one of the men detained in the Anchorage jail this summer.
And ahead of that, at 12:30 this afternoon, join us live on our live stream platform. Tracy Sinclair and investigative reporter Augusta McDonald will be discussing this investigation, how it came about, and some of what was found. That's immediately following our noon newscast.
After the break, a terrifying situation in which, thankfully, no one was injured.
The scary moments caught on camera as a plane crosses Fifth Avenue during an emergency. We'll hear from some of the passengers on board next.
Still holding on to some sunshine across South Central with some pleasantly warm conditions. I'll have more on that and the rain making a return later this week. But first at sunrise, 5:43 in Anchorage, 4:58 in Juneau. Your full forecast is next.
Well, good morning, everyone. Waking up on your Tuesday to just some salmon jumping. No bears yet.
Yeah, no bears in sight. Still pretty dark out there, Aaron.
Yeah, we are waking up this morning to out towards Katmai National Park, parts of the Alaska Peninsula, as well as out towards the Aleutians. Expected to see some increasing rain here into your Wednesday and really into your Tuesday evening on into Wednesday. We've got that ridge of high pressure that's building across the Gulf Coast region. We're still holding on to some lingering showers this morning out towards parts of southeast that coming in from that area of low pressure that built in southwest out of Canada. And of course, one thing we continue to watch is some ongoing showers and storms through the interior, and of course out towards the Aleutians. We continue to see this really large sprawled out area of low pressure that's keeping rain, winds, and cloudy conditions in the forecast for a good portion of the Aleutians. Now notice that flow coming in from around that low, pulling in a lot of that southeasterly flow. We're going to see parts of the eastern Aleutians, the Alaska Peninsula, with some of the strongest wind gusts today, where winds could gust up to about 40 to 45 miles per hour. So be prepared for some of those gusty conditions with the potential that we could see about 1 to 2 inches of rainfall into the evening hours for areas of the eastern Aleutians. We'll also see that rain building into southwest Alaska. So there's our area of low pressure. Just to the south of the Aleutians is the remnants of a tropical storm. These two are going to phase later today into our Wednesday, and this is going to lead to even more heavy rainfall overnight into your Wednesday for parts of the Aleutians. And yes, we'll even see some of that rain building into parts of southwest Alaska as well. That will eventually make its way here in South Central, but we're largely expected to see on the drier conditions both today and tomorrow, with the exception of Kodiak, which will begin to gradually see some rain arriving through the day tomorrow. Now, southeast, what we're going to be watching as the rain comes to an end, our ridge of high pressure, that shifts to the east. So we're going to see tomorrow and into your Thursday, a lot nicer weather, some more sunshine to be expected, and the potential we could see temperatures warming into the 70s for parts of the Panhandle. So thanks to that ridge, we will see the return to some of that summertime warmth. But it does break down by Thursday. We begin to see that rain pushing inland across South Central, and Thursday will be a bit on the cooler side. We'll see likely sticking around with a good portion of the day with some of that rain. We are waking up this morning for areas out near Petersburg with some localized areas of fog, so take note of that. Those temperatures will begin to warm into the mid 60s later this afternoon, and of course we do have some of those lingering showers through parts of the central Panhandle. Now, while we do stay dry today and into tomorrow across South Central, we will begin to see that rain arriving by tomorrow afternoon for coastal areas, and then that will build northward as we welcome in our Thursday again. So be prepared for a decent shot of some rain through the day Thursday into Friday before we do see some dry conditions before rain builds back in next week. So we've got those sunshine and breezy conditions, those temperatures warming low to mid 60s across the Kenai. We could see a few locations topping out near 70, 68 in Valdez, 77 degrees in Golcana. Winds won't be as breezy today across parts of South Central, but still a nice day. Get outside, go for a hike, just soak up this summertime warmth. You can see the lower 70s through the valley. Here in Anchorage out towards Alyeska, we are going to see those temperatures nose their way near 70. We'll see another potential for that into your Wednesday, and then cooler weather arrives with rain to be expected the latter half of this week.
Well, passengers on board a plane Friday that overshot the runway and ended up crossing Fifth Avenue are a bit shaken up, but thankful this morning as investigators look into what happened.
The NTSB says the 7 passengers and a pilot were not injured. Regina Fernandez spoke with some of the passengers to hear their firsthand accounts of the landing.
A scary situation at Merrill Field that passengers probably won't forget after a plane landed in this field right behind me. This dash cam,
I could hear everybody scream behind me,
capturing that moment for drivers.
Oh my God!
Passengers on board the Alaska Air Transit.
I thought we were coming in way too fast.
Call 911.
As it overran the runway and crossed Fifth Avenue during its landing at Merrill Field on Friday.
I think the scariest thing for me is as we were approaching the fence, before we crashed through the fence, I was kind of looking at the traffic because I knew it was getting close to rush hour. I was just really scared there was a semi or RV that was going to come by, and hopefully we didn't plow into it.
On Monday, passengers on board, Gail Ivanoff and Brandon Moonen,
Oh, yeah. I was very happy I was sitting next to Brandon.
recounting to Alaska's news source those moments. Did you
Right.
guys ever expect that to ever happen flying here?
Never. Never.
Didn't expect it at all. I just remember going through the fence, looking down to my left and right as I was looking for traffic and seeing two cars on one side and a truck going underneath us on the other side, and just grateful that we missed them.
Now these passengers tell me they feel comfortable and are ready to fly back home on Thursday. Georgina Fernandez, Alaska's news source.
Alaska's news source reached out to the airline, but it was unable to provide comment.
Meanwhile, the NTSB says this is an ongoing investigation. It is calling the scenario lucky as it looks into things like mechanical and environmental components that could have led to what happened.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcasts from Alaska's news source automatically, and stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.